Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor and it is Friday. And right now I am starting to think. I can't decide if it's wings that are on my mind or if it's cheese dip with a margarita or if it's just we've got a really good pizza place around here. I'm trying to decide, but I think maybe you all can help me decide. I've got my mind on something and I just don't know which one that I'm craving. Maybe I'll have one for lunch and one for dinner. I don't know. Chinu Patel at Chinu Patel 29 has sent me a lot of information today, and here we go. And by the way, he's the let me see if I always get it. The Financial News Network Bureau Chief of the Planet of the Digital Asset Investor channel. This guy's important. He sends me a lot of good stuff. He sent me two things from Cryptopolis, who's also important because he's the official Treasury Secretary of the Digital Asset Investor channel. Cryptopolis, at Cryptopolis_X. Give him a follow. When goods are not transported, not sold or made, it affects and is a sign of a AA declining economy. This is a tweet that he's tweeting out. New major U.S. railroads are slashing workers at the fastest pace since the Great Recession. Volumes are down, workers are down, but the stocks are soaring. Welcome to the era of Trump's trade war and major cost cutting. Now, the trade war and all this, what I know about, what hits home for me is my father, when I was growing up, he was in textiles. He was a textile salesman. He later became a home builder, but he was a textile salesman when I was growing up. And he will tell you to this day that he is not, that there isn't, the manufacturing base in this country was destroyed back in the, I guess, 90s and 2000s. The same industry that existed up that way where we lived back then, we lived, at one point we were in High Point, North Carolina, and then up around Cleveland, Tennessee, Dalton, Georgia. Up there was those areas were known for manufacturing and carpet and all kinds of trucks and different things going all over the place up there. That was a hub, and that was destroyed and decimated back in the 90s and 2000s, and all that went over to China. Well, the chickens are coming home to roost, folks. Okay, now Cryptopolis here shows this. Borrowing also, this is another tweet. Borrowing is at the fastest pace since the 1970s. The history of past waves of debt accumulation shows that these waves tend to have unhappy endings. Director of World Bank's Prospects Group said in a report. Well, I believe, this is what I believe about Americans. I don't know about the rest of the world. This is just my observation. I've always lived very conservative in the way that I handle my things, but everyone around me does not. I can't tell you how many guys that I know, now granted this is Georgia, I can't tell you how many guys I know, how many people I know who own $50,000 trucks, and these are average people, okay? A $50,000 truck comes with quite the payment, and these are trucks that you don't need, you just want. And I believe that America has been built up for the last 30 plus, maybe 30 to 50 years, and people have lived their lives based on want. And when you're living your lives based on want instead of need and or what you can afford, when you're living your lives those in that manner, you are accumulating debt. And I believe that our country is at the culmination of that. And combine losing your manufacturing base with your citizens and your government going into unsustainable debts. And what do you get? What you get is obvious. I don't even have to say it. Okay, from Shalini, India's public sector bank share prices since RBI's crypto bank ban in July 2018. And it shows you the bank share prices, how much they've gone down. And it says Bitcoin is up 25%. I think that's a pretty good illustration. Okay, Sergeant Obi-Wan sent me this. Fintech firm with 2 million users buys crypto exchange to attract millennials. Dutch fintech company BUX has bought Amsterdam-based social cryptocurrency exchange Blockport for an undisclosed amount in a bid to spark interest from young European investors. BUX says the move will help address the investing needs of European millennials. If you just heard something ring, it's because I got an Apple Watch for Christmas. It just got here yesterday. Got an Apple Watch for Christmas. The reason I wanted to get one is because it has a function on it where, since it's around your wrist, where I can set an AFib alarm. So if I go into AFib and my heart rate goes into AFib, it will let me know. And that is a good thing. Okay. And I haven't figured out how to work the thing completely yet, so I'm working on that. Okay, Wolf of Wall Street says this just happened. What is Bitcoin? A ransomware attack. This was on Jeopardy. A ransomware attack that encrypted 3,800 City of Atlanta computers demands 6 of these digital items to unfreeze them. What is Bitcoin? You want to see digital assets creeping into the pop culture? Here you go. All right. And then Green Eggs and Ham. And if you don't follow him, he's a definite at Ham, Eggs, and Sam. And he's also one of the best YouTubers in the space. Go subscribe to him at To the Lifeboats. Very smart guy. Does a lot of deep dives. And he's a definite subscribe in the XRP community, but as well as just digital assets in general. Very, very sharp guy. He's got like an engineering mind. I'm not sure exactly what he does for a living. He says, I know some other people who had to disclose crypto holdings and some who were told to exit social media. It's real, and as I've said, it's just a waiting game. I doubt he's just making this up. And this is a tweet he's talking about. My wife, from Mike XRP, my wife is a higher up at an important financial institution. Seeing it just now with my own 2 eyes blew me away. It's really happening. All you have to do is just hold on, and that's it. You will be wealthy. And he says, I really cannot due to risk of her job. What I can say is the deck from the financial institution explains it all. Sorry, so vague, but we are both scared to death. Her company will soon be asking staff to disclose holding amounts. Nothing to gain here. Hold tight. I agree. I just happen to agree with that, folks. Kenu Patel. I accidentally stuck him in here twice like this, but it was because he sent me information from last night and from this morning, and I happened to show his thing twice. It's not going to hurt anybody. He's worth getting 2 plugs. Whoa, this is a you know what moment. It's Ian Bremmer. 97% of CFOs say an economic downturn has already begun or will occur by the end of 2020, according to Deloitte. I think there's 2 themes that I'm seeing in 2020 so far. The first is the financial people in the traditional financial space and media are starting to act like they see this economy collapsing. And the second thing is that the financial people that are in digital assets, the most important people, are saying this is the year of the digital asset. That's the 2 themes that I'm seeing. And then this guy can definitely agree on this. This is a tweet right here. See, here's another one of those people in digital assets, the CTO of R3. From my vantage point as CTO of R3, 2019 was the year of deployment where countless firms were hard at work, quietly, steadily, but relentlessly. Well, let's see how do I hang this up? All right. I think I just figured out on my Apple Watch how to I need to mute this thing, and I'll figure that out in a bit. Anyway, from my vantage point as CTO of R3, 2019 was the year of deployment where countless firms were hard at work, quietly, steadily, but relentlessly fighting in the trenches to bring their solutions live. 2020 is when the world will see the results. That is a big deal coming from R3. Okay. From Panda Ripple, XRP PL Updates. He's tweeting out this spring tweet right here. With XRP version 1.4.0, you can now delete your XRP wallet and retrieve your locked 20 XRP. Woohoo. Now, for those of you that don't know what this means, What he's talking about here, and we'll go to the spring tweet, they're basically saying the same thing, that you've got deletable accounts. In fact, I need to retweet that. I haven't retweeted that yet. But what this is from the time I got in this in 2013, all XRP accounts had to have 20 XRP in them that stayed in them. Even if you quit using the account, I had a Toast wallet back in the day. And in that Toast wallet to this day, there's 20 XRP that they required as a reserve. That has now been removed. So what I think you're going to see as a result of this, you're going to see the number of XRP accounts go down if those are if you can actually delete those accounts, and everybody will start consolidating and bringing in the 20 XRP that they had all over the place. So that's a pretty big deal right there. All right, and then there was this from Brian. I don't know who this is. It says parody account. I don't know if that means this is not true, but if you look here, I think it means the name is parody, because this happened. One image you can view it. I'm getting these things on. I'll tell you what, it's frustrating not knowing how to operate this Apple Watch completely. But anyway. So this guy says, August 2018, Michael Arrington, CEO of Binance, and Ethan Beard, who runs Ripple Spring, they meet in Liechtenstein. That happened. I covered that, and there was pictures where they were in Liechtenstein. And they went to the LCX exchange also, I think, which is the Liechtenstein exchange. Q4 2019 to Q1 2020, CEO of Binance announces fiat rails to basically every currency surrounding the Eurozone. Just FYI, it costs €690 to send €200 to Bulgaria on Western Union. I smell on-demand liquidity in the air. I do too. All right, Michael at VAL5 Link sent me this. This is from PEMKO. This is the theme we're seeing. They said timing for the next recession delayed, but central banks will have less firepower. Here's the quote: whenever the next economic downturn or major risk market drawdown hits, policymakers will have even less policy capacity to maneuver, thus limiting their ability to fight future recession forces, they wrote. Okay, and then we've got this from the crypto utility guy. He sent me a couple of things. The first one is this: China's central bank has completed top layer design and joint testing for its coming digital currency. Don't you think for a minute that the United States has been sitting on its hands all along? I used to think that. Don't think it anymore. And another hilarious installment from XRP, the Standard Productions. Kim Jong-un debuts new blog on Coil, surrounded by adoring staff feverishly applauding his every word. Kim Jong-un, supreme leader of North Korea and chairman of the Workers' Party of Korea, proudly announced his inaugural personal blog Friday, written on the innovative new blogging site Coil. Now, I only cover these, this is a parody, by the way. Let me make sure you know that. These XRP, the Standard Productions, if he makes me laugh out loud, I show it. Okay, he made me laugh out loud today. And I laughed out loud when I read this part. The blog, entitled Why I Am So Supreme, that's where I laugh, is the first of its kind from the North Korean leader, and has many around the world speculating that he is entering a more philosophical and introspective stage in his life. Then it goes down here, why I am so supreme. People often ask me, Supreme Leader, why are you so supreme? If I sense any attitude in their voice, I have them killed instantly or sent to the labor camps, depending on my mood. But I mean, not that that's funny, but just totally. I told him when he first started doing this, I told him, I said, you're on to something big here. Go full throttle. I think I even gave him an idea for one of the blogs. This guy, it's the onion of digital assets is what I call it. And I love what he's doing here. And I hope everybody appreciates the sense of humor here. We need more of it. Okay. For those of you that missed it, you can find this in the description of all of my videos. The Ledger people contacted me. They're giving you all a 20% discount. It's in the description of every video I do, they've given me a special code that you can go and get a 20% discount on. It's only going to last from today until January the 17th, and it's only for the first 200 people that want the deal. After the first 200 people, it disappears. So go in the description of my video, you'll see the discount. It's a coupon code there too. Now, I wanted to end this video by showing you all something that I watched last night, and you need to go check out on Netflix. It's a great thing going into your weekend. The Movies That Made Us is what it's called on Netflix. And what they did is they took a bunch of movies, like I think they've done 4 or 5 so far, movies that we all have watched. I watched the one on Die Hard, and they covered, they show you exactly how the movie was made and all the different things that happened behind the scenes and some of the difficulties and things like that, the quotes and the different things, and they go over all of it. What I wanted to tell you about was everybody remembers this scene, Sergeant Al Powell, who's played by, this is when Bruce Willis throws the body out the window and it lands on his car, and that's when the police get involved. That is played by Reginald Vell Johnson. And this, for those of you that don't know, he talks about it in this show. And he talks about how the impression I got was that his acting career was basically going nowhere, and he was talking to his mother about how he got this part, and he was so excited. And it was the decision to take that one part that changed his life completely. And it says right here, he had his breakthrough role as Sergeant Al Powell in 1988 film Die Hard. And he talks in this show about how this changed his life completely. He played some roles in like backup type roles or whatever you call it in some of these movies. But until he played this, he didn't hit it. He made the decision to do this. I tell you all, and I just want you to look at his career after that. This is all the stuff that he did after that. He had television shows, movies, you name it. And I'm talking to all you young people especially, and I want you to understand sometimes it's the smallest decision that can change your life forever. It doesn't matter how bad your today is. It doesn't matter how bad your yesterday is. What's important is that you keep trudging forward and you keep making as smart of decisions as you can, because you don't ever know when the one thing that is going to change your entire life, if it may be in the form of a seed. In my case, my life was changed when I'm mowing the yard in the backyard. My dad says, you ought to make one of those YouTube videos. Make one of those YouTube videos about digital assets. You know all this stuff. That changed my life more than anything else that's ever been done. Just a random decision. And ever since then, I've just been trying to figure out the technology of the thing and how to record videos and have sound problems and all that. So remember, folks, I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe and hit the like button. And all of you, never, ever, ever forget, no matter how bad it gets, no matter how bad your today is, sometimes it's the smallest decisions that can change your life forever. Thank you for listening, and have a good weekend.